This one is going to be my second video. Those of you who saw my first video saw a thing on my throat. I was able to get that shot. However, if you look at my arm here, you can see I'm now getting the blood compound infusions. Takes about 5 hours a day. That kind of drags you away from stuff. All right. I am Friends of Frank Tank from Parallel Dimensions, a Franciscan Sanctuary to Joy. This is going to be issued to all the politicians who say they want to get in office so they can, quote, serve you while you give them the proper respect. And all the people saying all this crap, and, oh, I just wrote a book, and that's bestseller. Look, I'm making money, money, money. I'm a wealth addict and proud of it. All of those people. So what this one video is here today, it's the Mary Poppins Challenge. Now, I will be honest. I sent this out to several politicians and to several of people. Angelina Jolie, for example, she was testifying to the UN because she went to Syria and she met 3 women who had been beaten and raped, and she didn't know what to say to them. So she went up to the she went up to the UN to advocate. Angelina Jolie is rich, okay? She was married to Brad Pitt at the time. They have an house here in Edmond, Oklahoma that I think they're in for $10,000 a night. If Angelina Jolie talked to 3 women who had been abused and raped, and she didn't know what to say or how to help them, all she had to do was pull out a checkbook, buy a plane ticket, send them somewhere safe, and set them up. It didn't require government to change it. And that's what they're all trying to do. Oh, the government is the only one that can change everything. Oh, please. So this is the Mary Poppins Challenge that I sent out to the various people. The only one that responded back to me was President Obama at the time. And after he read this, he was quite irritated and said, I don't understand the American dream. After all, isn't the American dream to amass vast sums of gold, spend it on a bunch of crap so you can be possessed by your possessions? The American dream, I want to consume. Wow. Okay, so here's the Mary Poppins Challenge. Okay, throw your scepters into the mud. Throw your jewels into the river until you see the glow of new colors among the glistening pebbles. Let the wind blow through your empty palaces. Let the birds nest in your crown. What good is your power and wealth when it brings you no peace of mind and the people suffer and starve? This is what you must do, politicians, pundits, all of you rich people that seem to know what Americans think. This is what you must do. Go, sell everything you own, and give your money to the poor and the middle class. Not to the government, dears. The poor and the middle class. The suffering. Those who are struggling. Here, you know what, guys? If you wish to serve or represent the poor and the middle class, you must become poor and middle class. Got it? Got it? All right. If you would serve us, you must give up the wealth and power addiction, stop engaging in conspicuous consumption, stop being possessed by your possessions, and become one of the poor, one of the middle class. That's all you can do. Involuntary poverty is the ugliest thing in the world. Voluntary poverty is the most beautiful thing in the world. M.K. Gandhi. Let your walking be your preaching. Francis of Assisi. You actually walk the road, not your $2,500 lunch. And not your state dinners that only cost $30,000 a person. Jesus, people. What difference does political party make? Who cares if you're a wealth and power addict, possessed by your possessions and engaged in conspicuous consumption, trickle-down economy Republican, or a wealth and power addict, possessed by your possession, and engaged in conspicuous consumption, social safety net Democrat, where most of the money for the net remains stuffed in your own pockets and the pockets of your relation. You know, Medicaid has 5 layers of federal bureaucracy over it, 6-figure salaries, and Medicare has 4 layers of federal bureaucracies that all get paid before any of the money reaches the people who have the needs. And it's not based upon the expertise of people who know what people need. It's based on the bureaucrats. They have to take their big cut. People that get food stamps or EBT, every time they swipe that card, Bank of America gets a nickel. That's a whole bunch of nickels going to Bank of America, isn't it? You know, oh, let's go for green energy. So who would be the best person to give the green energy contract? Let's give it to Nancy Pelosi's brother-in-law. Ooh, we need postal buildings. We need military contracts. Who should we give those to? Dianne Feinstein's husband, yes. They're always the ones who know so much, aren't they? They give it to themselves and their friends. They give it to people who give them money. They don't give a rat's ass about you. Okay? They don't care. If you wish to represent anyone, you must engage in downward mobility. And all the vast sums of gold you waste advertising and getting elected must stop. All that vast sums of gold, millions of dollars to get a job that pays $200,000. What is wrong with you? Really, if Congress wanted to do us a favor, instead of passing more laws, why don't you take 10 laws a day off the book? Get rid of them. You don't need all that. Nobody understands it anyway. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay? If you wish to represent anyone, you must engage in downward mobility. All the vast sums of gold waste advertising and getting elected must stop. Rather than spend it on politics, you can spend it on the suffering. You can take one of your homes, of all your several multi-million-dollar homes, and turn it into a shelter for the homeless. You can take some of those restaurants and businesses you own and turn them into food kitchens for those who do not have enough meat. You can turn them into medical facilities for the ill. You can turn them into clothing supply houses for those who can't afford clothing. You can pay for food of all those that need it, care for the chronically ill, provide practical skills other than diarrhea of the mouth and mental masturbation, so that people can be self-sufficient and have the pride of being independent and free from government intrusion. All of these things and more could be accomplished with all the money y'all hoard. Politicians say they care about our needs, and yet they just fight, spreading bitterness and hate. Politicians say they pass bills to set us free, yet politicians hoard and damn us all to a horrible fate. Each day I see people in pain and misery, from the hungry and the homeless to people trying to make ends meet. Yet politicians walk on by their noses in the air and don't look at people, and they never ever care. I challenge all of you elected or appointed government bureaucrats, you actors that make vast sums of gold pretending to be someone else, all wealth and power dicks who hoard gold and think that makes you better than the common citizen simply because your greed knows no bounds, to change, and change now. I challenge you to practice downward mobility. Sell everything you own, give it directly to the suffering and families struggling to support themselves, who will never in their entire lifetimes, never experience one of those lavish vacations you take so much pleasure in gloating about. Pay the bills of those in hospital, feed the poor, help the middle class. And if you would be perfect, or even just a decent human being, you will become one of the middle class and stop the hypocrisy. The only true power you have exists in what you give away, the power you give away. Sincerely, Mary Poppins. Anyway, if you would like to hear more content from Friends of Saint Frank, sent to you from Parallel Dimensions, the Franciscan Sanctuary of Joy, please, in the comments section, tell me about a random act of kindness that you have done for a person or an animal. This is the one and only life you have. It's not a burden to be carried. It is a gift to be cherished. Hey, blood transfusions every day. I may be dead in 8 months. Who cares? Everybody dies. It's one of the myths they tell you. Oh, you're going to live forever. No, you're not. Everybody dies. Anyway, bye-bye.